Delhi and in this part of the world. Sometimes I refer to him as a Welsh doc, because he has a Welsh past too. Since we are here to talk about some of the work he's done, let me just read you very briefly before I get too emotional, so in a more black and white manner, all the wonderful things he has done. Dr. Ghosh, who flew over from Delhi for some amazing other things, is here today. Let me just say, he's a doctor. Usually, for me, I'm kind of against meeting those kinds of people. I have a phobia, even as a psychologist, about doctors. All my family are doctors, and so when they get together, all they can talk about is medical things. And not only is he a doctor, he's a urologist and a surgeon. I gave up. I did first year physiology. I used to get all the dissections done by my partner. I never went to the lab for a whole year. I passed as an hour. Okay. Some people would say, if you look at all the talents he has, he's a polymath, a man of many, many talents, a person of many talents. He spent his working life, as I said, as a urologist and a surgeon in North Delhi. He retired around 18 years ago. Okay. For me, it's an inspiration. I have to see what he's been up to. And you wouldn't believe what he's been up to since then. In the last 18 years, he's been doing all kinds of work in the community. He's committed to social services. He's been working as an educator. I've been there when students have come to his home, or he's gone there. He's a social activist, an environmentalist, an artist, and you'll see some of his wonderful artwork in the book that we'll talk about. A poet, a playwright, and a community doctor. I could add many personal things: friend, father, uncle, critique. He's a vociferous critique. I hope you guys can have a good political discussion with him. He received his MBBS in 1953. Not long after that, he left for the UK, and he returned to India in 1966 with a fellowship of the Royal College of Surgeons in Edinburgh and in London, both of them. He commenced on a successful 30-year career as a surgeon in North Delhi. I've been to his practice. He offered pro bono support, a rarity, those days as well as today, by the way, expertise and services to the poor and underprivileged patients of all kinds. He initiated many free medical camps in the villages and neighborhoods of New Delhi. In 1995, he was about to retire from active surgery. He founded a foundation, the Vivekananda Rural Service Center, a small NGO that established and managed a small school for 100 or just over 100 underprivileged children in Ramgarh, and it's a very, very beautiful place. If you you can see the Himalayan range from there. And various charitable dispensaries and public awareness programs in both this little place, Ramgarh, up in the north, and Shalimar Bagh, where he lives, in New Delhi. In 2011, he established the We the Citizens. Okay? You remember where it's SOAS, the place for activists. It would fit well here. An NGO dedicated to raising political awareness in Shalimar Bagh. This is his platform, to share his knowledge and experience on health with fellow residents and to raise concerns about the quality of life both in the neighborhood and in the country as a whole. He has self-published 8 books of poetry as an academic. Salam. 8 books of poetry is no mean talent. Written in Bangla, he's multilingual. I'm into multilingualism. 2 plays written for the children for children on the life and types of Subhash Chandra Bose and Swami Vivekananda, the savior of India, some people say. We have a discussion about that one. Directing and choreographing talented underprivileged children from Shalimar Bagh, both as actors in his plays, has been a particular joy for him. He regularly holds exhibitions of his paintings and sketches at community functions and schools. His exhibition, Proud to be Indian, of over 200 sketches, and you'll see some of them, of famous Indians, has been widely exhibited both in Delhi, Kolkata, and now London. Yes. A book of the exhibition, published by Kitab, Ghar in Hindi, will be released in May 2014, about now. There it is. and co-authored by the eminent Hindi writer, Professor Pravesh Saksena. His social and charitable activities are regularly covered by local and national newspapers and magazines. He is an extraordinary and loyal network of friends, I have to say, and associates, and is able to raise funds for his work pretty quickly and efficiently. Think about these, fundraising. They are pillars of his strength. He has received, hearing all the work, you'll not be surprised to hear that he's received several honors for his inspiring, for his tireless medical work for the poor, including the Indian Medical Association Distinguished Service Award, as well as the Delhi Medical Council Award. Am I allowed to say his age? I guess it's in the posters. 86. He still works 24/7.
Wow.
24/7. He still sees his underprivileged patients in his small clinic at home every day and devotes all his life to social work and the arts. It's great to have him here. Dr. Ghosh, thank you for coming. What I thought I would do next is to introduce you to my colleague, Naresh. So Naresh, he has a copy of the book. He's been looking at it with great excitement. He said, I want to say a few words. Go for it, Naresh.
Thank you. Well, as the book is in Hindi, I decided that I would say a few words in Hindi. So, आदरणीय डॉक्टर घोष और यहाँ उपस्थित सभी सज्जनों, आप सबको नमस्कार। और इस पुस्तक के लोकार्पण के अवसर पर आप सभी का SOAS में अभिनंदन करता हूँ और आपको बधाई देता हूँ। I would also like to first of all say thanks to Professor Itesh, who has given me the opportunity to say a few words on the occasion of this book launch. हमें ये जानकर बहुत खुशी है कि डॉक्टर घोष ने अपने इस पुस्तक के द्वारा वर्तमान और आने वाली पीढ़ी को चित्रण एवं लेखन द्वारा एक महत्वपूर्ण संदेश दिया है। And as Itesh ji has already given us an introduction, you know that Dr. Ghosh is a well-respected medic, artist, poet and playwright, having devoted much of his life to helping those in need. And we're also already aware that much of his 30-year career as a surgeon was spent in Delhi, where he offered support to poor and underprivileged patients. Since retiring, his charitable endeavours have been continuing, having established several NGOs, and as well as this very distinguished medical career, Dr. Ghosh has published 8 books of poetry, as Itesh highlighted, 2 plays written for children, and regularly holds exhibitions of his paintings and sketches. Indeed, it is these sketches of famous Indians which brings us here today for the launch of this book. और इस पुस्तक द्वारा उन महान व्यक्तियों के बारे में जानकारी दी गई है जिनका स्कूलों में अक्सर पढ़ाया नहीं जाता। इस पुस्तक के माध्यम से हमें विश्वास है कि भारत और भारत से बाहर रहने वाली उस भावी पीढ़ी को इस पुस्तक से अपने इतिहास, संस्कृति और समाज के बारे में ज्ञानवर्धक सामग्री प्राप्त होगी। ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण और प्रेरणादायक संदेश दिया गया है। The contents of this book, having had a look, and you'll also have a see for yourselves, includes a collection of portraits and biographies of 54 eminent and influential Indians, ranging across the ages from 360 BC to the current era. And through the book we're introduced to religious leaders from the 15th century, various freedom fighters, political leaders and literary figures from the 18th and 19th centuries. And then we have sports people, scientists and film personalities, amongst others. Being a Hindi teacher, as well as a fan of Hindi cinema, I'm pleased to see the Hindi writer Premchand, as well as the playback singers Lata Mangeshkar and Kishore Kumar featured in the pages of this book. But going through this book, it feels like going on a journey through the history of India, not only reading about, but also seeing the faces of many important men and women. And I think a line in the introduction, a few lines in the introduction, really sum up the message of the book, where it says, Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing leave behind us footprints on the sand of time. So apart from all this, एक हिंदी भाषा का अध्यापक होते हुए मुझे यकीन है कि इस पुस्तक से हिंदी भाषा को भी एक सहारा मिलेगा। जो लोग हिंदी का उपयोग कम करते हैं, उनको भी इस पुस्तक से ये लाभ होगा कि न सिर्फ उनको भारतीय संस्कृति एवं सभ्यता की जानकारी मिलेगी, बल्कि हिंदी भाषा की ओर भी आकर्षित होंगे। हमारे यहाँ SOAS में जो उच्च स्तर के हिंदी भाषा के विद्यार्थी हैं, जो विभिन्न देशों से SOAS में अध्ययन के लिए आते हैं, हमें आशा है कि वे भी इसका लाभ उठा सकेंगे और इस पुस्तक के माध्यम से संदेशवाहक बन सकेंगे। Finally, just a few words जो मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि डॉक्टर घोष ने जिस प्रकार से इस पुस्तक में अपनी भावनाएं चित्रण द्वारा व्यक्त की हैं, उनको इस प्रकार परिभाषित किया जा सकता है: मन समर्पित, तन समर्पित और ये जीवन समर्पित। चाहता हूँ देश की धरती तुझे कुछ और भी दूँ।
May I sit down and speak?
Absolutely.
If you don't mind.
Absolutely.
I am not as eloquent as you people have spoken out. Being a doctor, apart from giving lectures, I find that I am not that eloquent as you people. But today I certainly filled with joy unspeakable, seeing all of you for a very small opening of my book, and you have given me a lot of honors. Thank you very much indeed. Today I feel proud to stand at the feet of those giants who taught us perseverance, tolerance, compassion and equality. I feel proud to stand in front of those great personalities who, sacrificing their lives, gave us pride to be free Indian. I feel proud for those who charmed the world with the voice of Nightingale, Lata Mangeshkar, and there who climbed the pedestal of art of acting performances. To those I feel proud who earned fame in the arena of sports, science and politics. I feel proud for those who inculcated love and respect for the country they were born and sang Rang De Basanti Chola. They smeared them with red by their blood for the freedom of their country. Love for their motherland was more than love for their lives. To retell what great Swami Vivekananda said, death is inevitable for everybody. Then why die like an insect? Die like a hero. Die hundreds. At least our motherland will be saved. Swamiji's love for his motherland was expressed as, India, my motherland, is a Varanasi of my old age. These great Indians gave us this song in Bengali, Bolo 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 shobe bharot abar jagat shobai shirsh ashon lobe. Those who stood for our motherland in hard times, my finger have tried to depict those giants through the lines of sincerity and reverence. All these great people are looking at us. We can't deprive them of their aspirations. Wherever we are, in any part of the world, kindly remember to be proud to be Indian. I express my gratitude to Dr. Itesh, Sachdeva, Dr. Naresh, who have organized the book release, Proud to be Indian. We expect 2 more volumes and an English version also soon. 3 decades now I have known Sachdev family. Itesh is just like my son. 2 of his brothers belong to my same medical fraternity. Their mother is my affectionate sister. Dr. Pravesh Saksena, I must say, my co-writer who translated my English version of the book, is a retired professor of Delhi University. Hope this book, published by Kitab, Ghar, Delhi, will arouse a sensation of dedication and love among the younger generation when they read the book, Proud to be Indian. Thank you all. My thanks especially to Raj Malhotra, whom I have been expecting to come here from Oxford Street. And I must thank my 3 children, Ashim, Jaya, Vijaya, and my wife, for giving me all help to print this book. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
And since he mentioned his kids, I thought, he called me his son. I say I'm his honorary son, and there's some amazing stories we can tell. But I thought it'd be better for Ashim or Vijay or both of you to say a few stories about anything, including, many years of history were covered, including yours. So the floor is yours. This is Ashim and Vijaya.
Please go ahead.
It's difficult to put it all together in a few words, but he is an inspiration to all of us. Somebody said that his name should not be A.B. Ghosh, it should be A.Z. Ghosh, because he covers from A to Z, everything you can think of. He has so many talents, and he's just an amazing father. He's inspired all of us, I can say very confidently, me to be more than what I try to be, to keep achieving for something more than that. And he started painting when he was very young, and his father didn't want him to be an artist. He said, "You will die a pauper." So one day he sat and he burnt all his paintings. And he said, "You have to be a doctor." And I guess in those days people used to listen to their parents, not anymore. So he became a doctor, but then it's only later in life, once he retired, then he started returning to his passion of painting and writing, and that's how it all came back. He never learned how to paint or draw. It was just his talent inside him. So what you see is what he has taught himself. It's not something that he has been taught, and I think that is something that's really amazing. And his writings, he writes a lot in Bangla, and poetry is something that comes from within. He's very romantic at heart, I think. So he's written a book on love poems which are very stirring. If you can read them sometime. Maybe they'll be translated into English someday. But it's a very proud moment for all of us here today to be with Dad and share the same platform and bask in reflected glory. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Usually when a ship is launched, they throw a big bottle or something.
Champagne.
And we can do that. But I don't think we should be launching this book and throwing it, But I think all I would want to say is that, this is a pretty amazing piece of work, as Naresh has described, and I can see all the labor of love that's gone into it. And I suggest you have a look at some of the paintings and some of the books while you're here. And there are a few copies. I'm keeping one to be autographed. But if you are fast, you can probably get one autograph for yourself and take it away with you. Okay? And you can talk to Dr. Ghosh if he'll autograph it for you. Thank you very much for coming. We'll get some munchies organized and we'll see how we can watch it in a different way in a few minutes. In the meantime, thank you very much for coming.
Okay.
Okay, this is for me.
Yes.
So you have signed one for me. There we go. Now, I think here. Sounds good. But keep your hand on top.
I need 3 hands.
It won't be, don't shake it about too much, that's the problem. Okay, now, let's go play off.
Okay.
You're okay, so
Yeah.
now, what did that say?
It's tough.
Okay, what?
title.
I will sign this
Not
one.
be too
Oh, thank you very much. No, great.
Yeah, please.
Really?
So nice.
Which one?
No, you go for it. Nanu? Where's Nanu?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.